Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. Well, being as it's a partially cloudy day, it'd be a good day to clean out this drainage ditch, drainage canal. This is right below the breeder tanks. I haven't been able, because I haven't just haven't been watering that much. I'm going to ask Gina this afternoon if she wants to, because she needs to do some serious watering this afternoon. I'm going to ask her if she would like to use this some of this water out of these breeding tanks, because I just need to do more water exchange in these tanks than what I've been doing. So, but I don't want to waste the water. If she does not want to use it down there on her garden, the reason I'm cleaning this out is I'm gonna mostly drain these 4 tanks that are on the end, and this ditch goes down to pond 1, and so and I might just do it. I just might do it this way on a continuous basis. Look, pumping water out of the well and up into the tank, that's an extra 14 feet of lift that pump has to do, whereas if I just pump the water directly into these tanks, I get more volume. And so I don't know if I would be gaining that much from the loss of the water soaking down here in this ditch, but I'm going to give it a shot. It will help me get more water exchange in these breeding tanks, and I'll get more water out of our original well. Whether or not that water makes it to pond 1, well, that's a toss of the coin. But regardless, this needs to be cleaned out. So I brought my trusty hoe and my trusty rake, and I did this first part of it, I don't know, a couple weeks, month ago, because they had piled wood here, all that little scrap twigs here they had piled in here, and I cleaned most of that out and cleaned the beginning of that out, but I'm going to go all the way down to the end today so that it's a nice free and clear run. And this also needs to be well cleaned out in case we get a heavy rain, so that the water goes into the pond and not just off out. I don't want to flood Peppa out, and it has rained hard enough here to where if this ditch wasn't cleared out, it overtops and it floods that part of the piggery where Peppa is, and it even floods into the chicken pen down there. So it's kind of important that this be cleared out. So off I go. I think this is a good enough spot as any to take a break. I've made it down all this way. I'm well over halfway done, but I noticed this little ladybug right there feasting on some aphids. There's another one back in there somewhere. You can see these ants here. They're farming these aphids. Probably not too happy that the ladybug's up here. All these little white flecks here, aphids, all along this stem here. You see ladybugs here, but not nearly as often as you need to. Another little farming colony here. You can see what these aphids do to a plant on the end of it, and there's no way to permanently get rid of aphids, ever. I've never heard of one. They come in on the wind, who knows, but you're never going to get rid of them. Not forever. But it's nice to see a ladybug. Alrighty then, that was quite the little project. But this is all cleared out now, and the water should flow freely into the pond. Someday, when we get both the time and the money, I want to up here in the beginning. This area right here, not so much. I want to cement all of it. I want to cement it all in. Make a concrete culvert out of this. Probably, well, to stop the erosion, probably cement all of it. But we only really need to go deeper. Probably beginning right there, and up there at the beginning it needs to be about, well, I'll do a little guesstimation here and just figure out how much deeper it needs to be. It needs to be about 2 feet deeper, because what I want this to be able to do eventually is drain these tanks. Now they won't need to be drained often, but if the need arises to drain them, I want to be able to drain them. My rake's caught. I want to be able to drain them into this ditch. And so yeah, it needs to be about 2 feet deeper, if not 3. And it doesn't need to be large, probably only an 8-inch square or so, because there'll only be a 2-inch pipe coming out of these to drain them. Because someday, I don't know if it's going to be shrimp, or if it's going to be tilapia, or if it's going to be something else. But someday, all that area there, I would like to see in tanks. And we're going to need a way to drain them if the need should ever arise. So this will have to be deepened and fortified. All right, that's one more little project done. All right, well, I've got the water coming in, so I'm going to drain about 3/4 of the water out of these 4 tanks, and that inflow will eventually fill them back up. And Gina had said she was going to be doing a lot of watering this evening, and it will most definitely be utilized. All I gotta do is get up here. Alright, that's one. That's 2. 3. And 4. That one got a little bent there somehow. I don't know how that happened. Something fell on it. I'm going to fairly sort of closely monitor these, because even though there's nothing but large fish in those tanks, they could still theoretically get stuck up against one of those drains. It's already coming down through here. What are you thinking, Bear Bear? Those are 1-inch lines, and there's 4 of them. So that's quite a bit of water going to be coming down through here. The easiest place to walk is just in the ditch. Those tanks are about 1/3 drained, and the water's made it to here. I don't know where it's going right there. It's just soaking in right there, I guess. It'll eventually make it into the pond. Probably soaking in around that tree root there that has fallen. And a lot of it is soaking into the ground, but that's a pretty good little stream of water coming down through there. And it will continue to flow for half an hour after I shut the valves off. Alright, well, somehow the water's flowing underneath. At least it's getting into the pond. So about the time I get back up there, I'm going to shut the valves off and begin refilling the tanks. I don't know. Like I said, this will keep flowing for another half hour or so. That much more water in this pond. We're going to be draining it soon. Partially draining it. Alright, well, they're not all draining at the same rate. So I've shut this one off because it's down plenty low enough. This one I'm going to leave go another 5 minutes. As well as this one. And I'm going to shut this one off and let the water start flowing into it. Actually, I'm going to let it go a little bit more. Yeah, good enough. I put this leaf over there to block the flow. Drain's still coming in now, so that'll fill this tank up in about 10 minutes, I would imagine. And we're already overtopping down there. Alright, so this first tank that I drained is beginning, has filled. And now the second one is filling, and in about an hour all the rest of these will be full. So this first tank's probably going to get, I don't know, an 80% water exchange, because it's not all in, all out. This one probably, I don't know, 70%, 60%, 50%. And all the water that's going to be in these 4 tanks here will be the water that was in these 2 tanks right here. That is good stuff for the garden right there. Alrighty. Thank you everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.